Honorable Men Discord. Shots rang out in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Let's talk about it.
How you see yourself is how you perceived. I see a man strong, gifted, head strapping, never down on his knees, begging. Gotta make a way, even in my darkest hour. Say the odds against me was new. I would never cower.
As always, welcome back to another episode. If you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Tell a friend to tell a friend. I drop episodes daily at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. So I have a few things queued up. I'm going to start with, I think they're all from news stations, excuse me. So I'm going to start with this first angle of the man in question that was just pulled out a firearm and started shooting in Cambridge, Massachusetts, in the middle of the street. So let's watch this video and I'm talk about it further. And this is courtesy of ABC 13 Houston. So Houston was reporting this. I guess this went national for good reason, but let's get into it.
Terrifying moments outside Boston. A man with an assault-style rifle opening fire on this busy highway around lunchtime, randomly pointing at traffic near Harvard University. People running for their lives, others hiding in their vehicles.
I tried to crawl underneath the seats, and then I saw that was getting closer and closer, and I could see him coming, so I crawled out of the van.
Two men in their cars were hit, suffering life-threatening injuries. Police saying the gunman fired up to 60 shots, at one point seen smashing this car window.
I opened my car door to peek out to see what was going on, and the shooter was right there. He was aimed right at me.
Was it like rapid fire, like a...
Rapid. Like pow, 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 pow.
A state trooper and a Marine veteran were nearby and jumped into action, shooting the suspect.
Went towards the suspect with their weapons to try to end that situation. Both the civilian and the trooper fired their weapons, and that suspect was struck multiple times in the extremities.
Without their quick and selfless acts, today's situation would have been a lot worse.
Authorities say the suspect, 46-year-old Tyler Brown, was on probation. Our Boston station, WCVB, reports he has an extensive criminal record, pleading guilty to a previous shootout with Boston police in 2020. Police say this latest shootout has left many people traumatized.
Those individuals on the river, walking, pushing baby carriages, riding by. We know that that weapon had the capacity to have struck people on the other side of that river.
So he's had priors. He's had interaction with law enforcement for gun possession, and he's out there. He was out there because obviously he's apprehended now, but he was out there shooting at random people. Without question, this is a mental case issue. And I'm going to say that because it seems as though whilst he was trying to reload or unjam his weapon, it seemed like he was talking to himself. Or maybe he was just talking out loud to everyone that was outside. I don't know what he was doing, but he was definitely, I saw his mouth moving. Now, who's to blame? Is it the judicial system? Is the judicial system dropping the ball, allowing people like this to be able to have a second chance, second, third, fourth chance to get on the street and wreak havoc? Who's to blame for these things? This is the next angle.
A very high number of rounds, in the neighborhood of 50 to 60, were fired in a very short period of time.
Without their quick and selfless acts, today's situation would have been a lot worse.
Wild. This is wild. Hopefully those that were injured survive. They said it was life-threatening, their injuries. But very, very bizarre. One thing I will say about Massachusetts, for those of you that are not familiar with Massachusetts, there's just as many state troopers out there as regular police officers. So I'm not surprised that one of the people that was on scene was a state trooper.
A couple of times he's like mad. He's frustrated. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going on with him. He's hitting the window. He's talking to the car inside. He didn't shoot it. He hit it with the gun. He didn't shoot it. He starts walking up. Now that's when I'm on the phone with the cop. When I'm walking. What's going on? What's going on? He's walking around. He's shooting. You can hear the shots. I think you can hear the shots while I'm on the phone with it. He's letting it go. There's more car pulling up on the back. He starts shooting those cars. At least 2-3 shots. Da, 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 da. Then he keeps walking. While he's walking, that's when he gets stopped. What's that street right here? Like to take that left towards the to keep going this way. My boy just straight up gets into a gunfight with the cops now. Probably like six shots in, maybe 2 from him and the rest from the cop. He drops, straight drops. But the way he drops like his leg gave out. So I'm thinking they shot his leg. So he lays down, pop. I think he throws the gun. I know he throws the gun. So once he throws the gun, my boy is just out here just laying down, and now he got his hands up. Now he's done. He gives up.
You're saying he was walking up and down the street, re-racking and shooting at passing cars.
He was hitting the window a couple of times. He's like mad. He's frustrated.
What's the solution? Let's not say gun control, because it's not gonna be effective. Let's be honest. Well, I should say gun laws. Stricter gun laws. I do not know the laws in Massachusetts as far as having a firearm, but that wouldn't even matter. I'm not even gonna bother looking it up. The reason why that doesn't matter is because he is a criminal and he has a firearm. The guns that are on the streets, that's not going to be stopped. And the $1 million question is, where does it start? Who's letting these guns fall off the truck, so to speak? How are they getting their hands on such high power weapons? See, when I was coming up, it was mainly handguns. Strictly handguns. I never saw anything like this. It's elevated. Crime is elevated when you could have someone like this walking around with an assault rifle, letting off that many shots. Come on. The news reporter said 50 to 60 shots. You got to be kidding me.
Went around his car and pulled open my car door and made like a barricade. He had a gun and he told me to run, and I ran, and then I screamed to people to run as I was running. And I can't say how much of a hero he is, and from the bottom of my heart I feel like he saved lives here tonight. A man came.
So first of all, shout out to the Marines. You know, I have the utmost respect for Marines. Salute to the Marines. The person in the comment above my window said, honestly, I just worry the state of Massachusetts is going to prosecute this Marine. I don't think so. When there's a criminal letting off that many rounds, I think that's the last thing they're thinking about. They're just glad that it was stopped without it being like a mass shooting. You know, unfortunately, 2 people were hit, life-threatening injuries, as mentioned earlier. But I would be surprised if Massachusetts prosecuted that Marine. And then I think those people who were actually there and were saved by the Marine and the state trooper, I'm sure they would rally together to defend him anyway, as well as the state trooper. If it was an issue, I think the state trooper, after the fact, would have arrested him for letting off his weapon, but I don't think so. I think he'll be fine. But listen, this is the world we live in. What is the solution? I honestly do not know the solution. I don't know the solution, because it's not going to get better. And it's not one of those things where it's like I'm just being negative. It's not going to get better. How? With the type of weapons that's on the streets right now, how's it going to get better? I'm going to say something that sounds crazy, but it just came to me. So I was a big fan of the original RoboCop movie, 1 and 2. 3 got out of control. 3 got out of control. For those of you that know. RoboCop 1, excellent. RoboCop 2, I would say was excellent. And I would say both of them I saw in the theater. If I'm wrong on that, I saw the first one on VHS and the second one in the theater for sure. Yes, I said VHS. For those of you that are much younger than me, VHS is what came along before DVDs. And even DVD sounds ancient now because no one watches a DVD. But with that being said, back to this serious matter. RoboCop took place at a fictional time where it was chaos in the streets. And the type of weapons I remember them using in RoboCop was like missile launchers and assault rifles. And at the time RoboCop came out, which I would have to look up the year that the original RoboCop came out. Let me just look that up just for accuracy. Original. Hold on. RoboCop. One second. Oh, 1987. Okay. So the original RoboCop movie was 1987. So I want to say the second one was probably in the 90s. All right. The reason why I'm bringing that up is at the time when I would watch RoboCop when I was much younger, right? I thought that was a world that it was crazy to watch on screen. I thought that was a world that would never exist. And here we are in 2026 and we have things like this happening. It can only get worse. And I don't wish for it to get worse than this. But the day we start seeing criminals pulling out rocket launchers, I think that's when the government and the local government, the state on a state level, on the federal level, that's when they're gonna be really using the National Guard and the military to step in and get control over the streets, because this is crazy. And right now we're seeing criminals use it on a here and there on a small level, but as it continues to escalate, as these weapons continue to get in the wrong hands, it's possible that the RoboCop movie won't be far-fetched. I mean, let's be honest. I'll even take it even further. Terminator movie. Now, Arnold Schwarzenegger's Terminator machine, you know, I don't think it'll get to that level. But then look at what Tesla's building. Look at what these other companies, robotic companies, are building. Right? We might the fictional world that we watch on TV, that we've seen on TV, is slowly starting to become a reality. That's where I'm going with this. And if it sounds crazy today, give it some time. And I'm not wishing for that time to ever happen. And if it does happen, hopefully it's long after I'm gone. But this is crazy. I can't imagine being in my car and then somebody in public pulls out an assault rifle. What's your thoughts on this? Listen, I appreciate everyone for tuning in. Everyone be safe out there. Hopefully the 2 victims survive. And I'm speechless. Who's to blame? That's the question I have. Who's to blame? Again, is it the judicial system for allowing him to get his second chance? On one hand, family of his, of course, he benefits from having a second or third chance. And then he does this. Who's to blame? We could try to blame the gun manufacturers, but they're going to say they take the right routes to put it in the right shops, so on and so forth. But somehow, some way, I don't know if this was a 3D printed weapon. I don't know. We don't know that much information yet. This is still fresh. But who's to blame? Who's to blame? That's the number one question. Someone has to be held accountable for these weapons getting in the wrong hands. But listen, that's all I have on this. As always, I appreciate everyone for tuning in. If you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Tell a friend to tell a friend. I drop episodes daily at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And as always, stay honorable.